yeah. So our week 2 course content for the logical and critical thinking this semester is the HI versus AI part 1. Okay, HI means the human intelligence. Okay, AI means artificial intelligence. Okay, our course is called logical and critical thinking. So right now it is very important, especially in the AI era, okay, ERA, okay. And let's look at the definition of human intelligence, okay. Remember when you do the PPT or the writing, the source is very important. So this is from Pixelbed, okay. So I use the PP and copy and paste. So you just type Pixelbed and you can choose a lot of pictures, okay. And the definition for here, I use the Sternberg, okay. Sternberg. You can check out the website here. They mention about HI is the mental quality that consists of the abilities to learn from experience, adapt to the new situations, understand and handle abstract concepts, and use the knowledge to manipulate one's environment, okay? And is anybody saw the intelligence test scores before? It looks like a normal distribution, okay? They call it IQ, okay? Intelligence quotient, okay? So it follows an approximately normal distribution, okay? Normal distribution is more like a bell shape, okay? Bell shape. So if you go to the United States, there's a restaurant called Taco Bell, okay? Taco Bell, bell shape. And the meaning that most people score near the middle of the distribution of scores. And the last scores drop out fairly rapidly in frequency as one moves in either direction from the center. Okay, the center is right here. So normally in the middle is like a 100 IQ. Okay. Did you get the IQ test before? Is there anyone? No? Better to get it. When I was in junior high school, I have an IQ test. Can you guess what's the score I got? Huh? Talk about crime school, right? So in that time, I think my elder brother, he went to a crime school. He get like 100 something. Okay. I didn't went to the crime school for IQ test, so I got a 69. 69 is right here. It's like 10%. So when I in the first year in the junior high school, I went to a special education. So the IQ test is not, accuracy. So after I think the senior high school first year, I got the IQ test like 130 something. So IQ test is not the only one test can test your intelligence. Okay, but also the IQ can increase if you learn. If you go to the crime school, okay, you can learn, okay. So as you can see right here, about the 2 out of 3 scores fall between 85 and 115, okay. And about 19 out of 20 scores fall between 70 and 130. So you can make a line here and 70 right here. So in junior high school, I get a 69 here. Is not good. Something wrong here, right? But in Senior high school I made like here, okay? So let's say the genius maybe more than 130 something. So you can see the area is the smaller, right? Smaller, okay? And let's say put it another way, only 1 out of 20 scores difference from the average IQ. So if you got 100, it's like 50s, okay? You learn the Q1, Q2, and Q3, right? So 50 is more like a Q2, okay? Q2, okay? In the middle. So from 1 to 100 in the middle, called the 50s, P50. Or the Q2 is 100. So if your IQ is 100, it's in the middle, okay? And they mention about a gifted, okay, genius. If your score is like 130 or higher, okay, called a gifted, okay? Or another way you can say is a genius, okay? And look. If the scores and the low end have been given labels, borderline impaired or delayed, it's like a 70 to 79. Borderline impaired or delayed, but I got a 69 in a junior high school. So my classmate, but only I stayed like 1 week because my brother saw me in that special class, and he told my mother. My mother go to the school, ask her to test again. So after the second test, I got 70 something. The only problem is I didn't go to the crime school for IQ test. So that's the reason I made a bad grade on IQ. Okay, that's a old story. Okay, and profoundly impaired or delayed is like 10 to 24. So this is very normally they call it special education. You need to go to the special education, or you can say the mental under the mental. Okay, and all such terms, however, have a pitfalls and can be counterproductive. So like I mentioned, so IQ tests they have pitfalls and can something will be wrong. Okay, so you have to maybe need to check out not just one time, maybe different ages. Maybe you need to take a IQ test. Okay, that will be will not make a mistake. Okay. And most psychologists and other authorities recognize that the social as well as the strictly intellectual skills must be considered in any classification of intellectual disability. Okay, so maybe 69 you can see intellectual disability. Okay, sometimes if you get the training. You go to a crime school, your IQ test will be, higher. Okay. And second, giftedness is generally recognized as more than just a degree of intelligence, even broadly defined. Most psychologists who have studied gifted persons agree that the variety of aspects make up giftedness. And that's a Gruber, Swiss psychologist, and Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi is hard to pronounce. Okay, this is American psychologist. Well, among those who doubted that the giftedness in childhood is the sole predictor of adult abilities. So childhood, that's happened to me. Okay, I took a first IQ test somewhere. It's like 11 years old. So that's the same thing they found here. So they doubted. Okay, when you childhood to take a IQ test, maybe it's not accurate. Okay, and Gruber held that the giftedness over the course of a lifetime, okay, and involves achievement at least as much as intelligence. And give the people he contended have life's plans that they seek to realize, and the list of plans develop over the course of many years. So sometimes if you get a low score on the IQ test, and don't be discouraged, because like I said, there is a whole life, okay? Whole life can prove are you an intellectual disability or you are gifted. Maybe you are gifted, but sometimes this test will make wrong, okay? As with Chou in the discussion on intellectual disability, the concept of giftedness is trivialized if it is understood only in terms of a single test score, okay? So the reason you take 8 multiple intelligence, that is very important, because people not only have like a IQ test. So the IQ test, basically they just involve with verbal, the math, maybe a special, okay? So everybody got 8 multiple intelligence at least. And we mentioned about maybe you have 8.5 or 9 intelligence, okay? So that's why your MA2 is called A multiple intelligence, okay? So the IQ test sometimes will make wrong, okay? So third, the significance of given test score can be different for different people, okay? A certain IQ score may indicate a high level of intelligence for a person who grew up in poverty and attended an inadequate school. For example, my brother, he went to the Crown school, but I didn't went to. The reason is maybe that time our family is poor, you know. Only can offer one person to get a Crown school. So maybe, yeah. Because back to the 40 years something, yeah, the family are poor, okay. So, okay, that's explanation right here, okay. An IQ score on a test given in English also may indicate a higher level of intelligence for a person whose first language is not English than it would for a native English speaker, okay? So if the test is English, for example, do you know what's the #1 average for Asia on TOEFL score? Do you know which country? Yeah, #1 in TOEFL score, not China. Yeah, something. I think Singapore, or yeah, it's because they are English. Yeah, they have English as a native language. Okay. Yeah, you can check out on the website. Okay. So that's they say maybe the native. If you are a native English speaker, maybe your IQ score will be higher. Okay. Another aspect that affects the significance of the test score is that some people are tax anxious, right? Tax anxious. I think I am a tax anxious because when I saw the questions, sometimes when I was young, okay, I'm anxious about the questions. And I may do poorly on almost any standardized test. Okay, because of this and the similar drawbacks, it has come to be believed that the scores should be interpreted carefully on an individual basis. Okay, the source is right here. In 1983, Howard Gardner, okay, pointed out the existence of at least 7 fundamental types of intelligence. Okay, so that will be a linguistic, logical, mathematic, spatial, bodily, kinesthetic, okay, musical intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, and intrapersonal intelligence. So back to 1983, only have 7 types of intelligence, okay, by Howard Gardner, okay. And Gardner defined linguistic intelligence as the ability to speak, okay, or you write something, okay. And logical mathematical intelligence is the ability to use the numbers and reasoning, okay. I think I mentioned about in the STAT course, okay. And spatial intelligence is the sensitivity to spatial perception and ability to represent space, okay. Maybe you can be the architecture if your spatial intelligence is higher, okay. Or you can be the quarterback, okay. Quarterback for the football, okay. American football, okay. For special education. And bodily kinesthetic intelligence is the ability to use the whole body, okay, to express the feelings and thoughts, as well as the skillful user of hands to create the things. So if like athletes, like an NBA player, okay, MLB players, maybe they are good at bodily kinesthetic intelligence, okay. And somebody like I didn't see the what the singer. Remember last semester we have a good singer. Yeah. Maybe
he will come back in the midnight.
So music intelligence, he may be higher, okay? He's a good singer, right? So you can see a definition right here is the ability to perceive, distinguish, and express the music, okay? And interpersonal intelligence is the ability to recognize and differentiate others' emotions, intentions, motivations, and feelings. Interpersonal, okay? Intrapersonal is the ability of self-awareness and self-understanding within, okay? This is without for interpersonal. Intrapersonal is the within, okay? That's a 7 intelligence in 1983 by Howard Gardner. Any question? Okay, in 1997, Gardner proposed an 8th type of intelligence called naturalist intelligence, okay? Naturalist intelligence. So you guys are biotechnology. That means maybe you are higher on the naturalist intelligence, okay? And the 9th type, existential intelligence, is very important right now, okay? But we talk about the naturalist intelligence is number 8, okay? Refers to ability to distinguish elements in nature, okay? Such as recognizing plants, animals, and minerals, okay? Minerals, okay? So if you have do some investment, anyone do the stock investment right now? Do you know it's very important for the minerals right now? Okay, especially they call the cell phone. A lot of materials in a cell phone is from the minerals. Okay, and number 9 is called existential intelligence. Okay, it's described as the tendency or ability to contemplate fundamental questions about existence. Okay. However, research on this type of intelligence remains inconclusive, okay? And Garner humorously referred it to as A&a half intelligences, okay? And for existential intelligence, they have two parts. One called exist, the other called spiritual, okay? Spiritual. So right now, what is the reason for A&a half? Do you know why? Especially for the spiritual, okay, spiritual. Sometimes concerning with the religions. So some people didn't agree that. So they agree with the exist intelligence. So they call it A&a half, not the spiritual one, okay? They agree with the existential, okay? Exist, okay? Exist. And that exist are very important, okay? Because right now, a lot of young people, okay? The existential intelligence is low. Young people, they will do what? Is anyone can tell me? Yeah, 自杀 in Vietnamese, how do you say it? 自杀 is a suicide. Yeah. For example, we are on the 6th floor, right? They'll go to the 7th floor and, jump it, okay? So, remember the half intelligence is called, it's hard to pronounce, existential, okay? Existential intelligence, okay? A&a half. Right now it's A&a half. That's for human intelligence. Any question? Okay. If we don't have question, we can move on to the AI definition, okay? We use the AI, okay? M said hoping that computers can perform intelligent behaviors like humans, okay? Such as recognition, analysis, and decision making, okay? So AI technology includes the learning, perception, and the inferential cognitions, okay? And today's AI research field is divided into two major areas, okay? Two major areas. First one, AI intimates human senses, okay? That means to simulate human behavior, the machine must first intimate human senses. We have 5 senses, right? How many people can say the 5 senses? 5 senses. Yeah, people have 5 senses. See, hear, right? And smell, right? Yeah, taste. And fart. No, just kidding. No, it's recording. You see, you hear, right? And you smell, right? 5 senses, okay? AI can mimic, okay? Mimic. So called AI imitates human senses, okay? AI imitates the human thinking, okay? One is the senses, one is the thinking, okay? If a computer can think like a human, it must have a thinking logic, okay? Logic is this course, okay? Logical and critical thinking. Similar to that of a human, okay? Can you guess what's the PPT template I choose right here? Can you guess? We have 2 kind of template PPT, right? One is called the PPT template, right? One is called what? Let's go home. No, slide school, right? Slide school, right? I think last semester only two group turn in, right? A lot of group give up. Okay, let's move right here, okay? And don't worry about the Chinese here. They got the translation here. So the two AI research fields is very important because you took this class, I mean, it's developing, okay? So that's a research domain right here. First one is called the sensory simulation type, okay? Sensory simulation type， 感官模拟类型，中文哈 ，sensory simulation type. The other called the thinking logical type, okay, on the right side, okay. Let's look at the first one, okay. For example, they call the image recognition, okay. 影像识别 image recognition. Second one, computer image recognition, okay. Number 3, speech recognition, okay. Like chatbot, okay, chatbot, okay. And speaker identification, okay. Right now they call the LLM, large language model. Sometimes they will use the natural language processing, okay. And last one called intelligence humanoid robot, okay. So some company like Hanson Robot, okay, MIT, okay, and Elon Musk, right? They have their own robots, okay. Okay, go to the right is called a thinking logical type. First one called a machine learning. In Chinese is a 机器学习, okay. Second one, deep learning, okay. Expert system, okay. And the artificial neural network, okay. This is like a brain, okay, brain, artificial neural network. Remember two types, okay, sensory and the thinking. Let's move to the development of artificial intelligence, okay. And it's more like a history. So back to the long time ago, like the 1950s, okay. That's a British mathematician, Alan Turing, okay. Alan Turing proposed the Turing test, okay, in computers and intelligence, okay, back to the 1950s, which means that if a computer is given the ability to talk to the humans, but it is not discovered by humans, that it is a machine at this time, it can be intelligent, okay. And that's stage, okay. So in a birth period, okay, growth period, recession period, okay, reversal period, okay. You can see the story right here. In 1943, Warren McCullough and Walter Pitts, okay, proposed the neural network model and laying the foundation for the ANN's model, is artificial neural networks, okay. And second one, 1950s to the 1960s, okay. John McCarthy of Princeton University, okay, proposed the term AI, artificial intelligence, and defined the list, the programming language, okay. At this stage, Professor Lotfi Zodek of the University of California, Berkeley, okay, proposed the fuzzy, okay, fuzzy theory, fuzzy, okay. Anyone know the fuzzy? Fuzzy means black and white, like a gray area, okay. For example, today's weather, yeah, it's like a gray, right? It's like a fuzzy weather, okay? Fuzzy weather. Gray color, okay? Not the black and white. Sometimes they call it gray theory, okay? So the fuzzy theory is very famous in the AI research, okay? Even right now, okay? So replace the computer's Boolean values with the truth. So you know the computer only can recognize the 0 and 1, right? Sometimes the 1 is the true and the 0 is the false, okay? Okay, move on the recession periods, 1960s to the 1970s, okay? At this stage, researchers have set too broad a focus on the problems to be solved by AI. In addition, there are almost no concrete results in AI research called a recession, okay? So right now we are in an economic recession, right? Economic recession. But back to the 1960s to the 1970s, okay? They call it recession period for the AI stage, okay? And 1970s to 1980s called a reversal period, okay? The most important progress in AI is the recognition that AI research must have sufficient limitations. So expert system, okay, were born. Remember the expert system is on the right side, okay, on the right side, right here, okay. It's belong to the thinking logical type, expert system, okay. 专家系统, okay. It's born in the 1970s to 1980s, okay. Based on this understanding, okay. Expert systems are not AI, okay. But expert systems also solve problems in specific fields, okay? Expert systems and AI have a similar characteristics, okay? Number one, they also focus on a smaller area of expertise rather than broad scope, okay? That's number one. Number two, expert systems and AI also focus on a smaller areas of expertise, okay? Number three, the intelligence of both expert system and AI is also difficult to verify, okay? Move to the AI stage 2, okay? In the 1980s to 2010, okay, it's called a study period, okay? Study period. After the 1980s, the maintenance cost of expert system was too high, okay, and it was considered difficult to implement in practice, okay. Up to the 2010 to 2020 called application period, okay. So you will see a lot of app, okay, in your cell phone, right? So they call the application period. So if in the future you got a quiz, remember different period, okay? You can recognize, okay? So in 2006, the deep learning concept was proposed, okay? The most famous event was the AI AlphaGo, okay, robots duel with the world-class chess king and the victory, okay? I think it's wrong here. It's 2016, okay? 2016. Okay, not the 20s, not the 2006. Let me ask you, are you born on 2016? Anyone born on 2016? Let me ask you one question. Do you know the world-class chess king from what country? 2016. I think it's 2016, not the 2006. In 2006, you are not born, right? So where? Vietnam, China, Taiwan, India,
India.
no, Korea. I think it's Li Sisi. Maybe you can check on the YouTube. Hey, yeah, I think it's a tablet one. It's not 2006. Okay, next time I will make a correction right here. Okay, and this wave of development AI is our epoch making significance because it uses AI to enable. That's a very famous term called HCI, Human Computer Interaction. Right now, still developing. Okay, so like you can see the ChatGPT, Gemini, they is HCI, Human Computer Interaction. Okay, now the two major characteristics. Okay, convenience and autonomy. Okay, autonomy. Okay. And you can check on the Gemini after 2020. Okay, so right now it's developing a lot. It's very deep and very wide. Okay, that's a international AI event book. Okay, so yeah, it's a 2016. Okay, it's the Google DeepMind, okay, they defeated the Gold King Sido Li Sisi, okay, Sido Li, okay, number 7 right here. If you have a quiz, remember, don't answer the 2006, remember the 2016 year, okay. And number 1 event is Google now personal voice assistant in 2010, okay, voice assistant. Does anybody still use the Google Voice Assistant? But remember, it's developing in 2010. Okay. Number 2, IBM AI Watson defeated Brian Wooder and Ken Jennings in 2011. Okay. Apple Siri, okay, voice assistant in 2011. Apple. So Siri, mirror, Siri, right? Can you help me? I don't understand. Can you help me? Right? Siri. Remember 2011? Okay. Cortana AI voice assistant in 2014 by Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft. And AI assistant in 2015 by Facebook. But right now, Facebook, they changed to the Meta, okay? Looks like the Infinity, okay? Meta, okay? And Alexa smart speaker in 2015 by Amazon, okay? Okay? This already been mentioned. So remember AlphaGo, okay? Google AlphaGo defeated the Chess King, okay? In 2016, okay? And 2017, Apple published the core machine learning. Okay, ML means machine learning. At the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference, it's abbreviated as the WWDC. Okay, in 2017. Okay. Number 9, Amazon goes. They have a smart unmanned store. Appear in 2017. Anyone know unmanned? So right now you don't have to use the weapon, right? The physical weapon. You can use the unmanned airplane to what? To bomb the enemy's president. For example, Iran, right? American and Iran, they are, cooperate, and kill the president, right? So unmanned means you don't have to use the main, right? You don't have to use the main. Unmanned airplane. Anyone saw the unmanned airplane? It's on air. No one drive it. Unmanned airplane, they call it unmanned, okay? 2017 by Amazon. Normal, actually, Iran, I mean the Arabic country, they developing the unmanned taxi. Unmanned taxi, they can take 4 passengers, but for this war recently, so they delayed. They delayed the unmanned taxi. Okay, so sometimes the war give a lot of pity, a lot of sad things, right? Sad people, sad family. Okay. Number 10, Amazon Go Smart Unmanned Store trial operation in 2018, but only for internal employees. Okay, for internal employees. Amazon Go Smart Unmanned Store. Okay. Is anyone go to the 7 unmanned store? Is anyone? No? You can try it for this week. Maybe it's a good topic for your final project. I think for 7 unmanned store is like 8. Number 8. Number 8 is in the they call it 中央大学. Is anyone know 中央大学? National Central University in somewhere in the 中立. It's not far away. Okay, somewhere in the 中立. It's close to the seaside. Okay, seaside. 桃园, also in the 桃园 area. Okay. Well, it's an opinion. Okay, so sometimes it's HI good or bad. Okay, bad or good, and you can make a judgment right now. So let me remind you, you have a MA2. It's about the AMIS and the AI versus HI Trust Data Set Survey. Okay, that's called a MA2, 5%. Remember, leave your ID and the name clearly. Okay, on the last question. Okay, and we will see next time on the MA3. Okay, something about the logical and the critical thinking. Okay, especially for analysis. Okay, big data analysis. So let me announcement about the MA3. Okay, it's not appeared yet. Okay, so you will have like a MIS and the AI versus HI Trust Data Set quiz, maybe around 10 questions for that quiz. Okay, so but I will make a explanation first. Okay. So which one is bigger? If you think HI is important, the HI will be bigger. Okay. If you think AI is bigger, the AI, the world is bigger. Okay. My question have 3 intelligence based on the 700, 800 samples. I think they think HI greater than AI. But don't worry about it. I'll give the data set maybe next week or next week. Okay, so you will have a MA3. Remember that. Okay. Remember SPSS? Yeah, David is the first time. He did not remember that. Okay, I will give you an answer. Okay. So when you finish your recording, remember press on the F2